So we're gonna go a little bit full power. Woo-hoo. Yes, full battery. This is how it's done. Come on, come on, come on, come on, move it, move it, move it. And then so slow. Let's go. Oh, shaking, shaking, shaking. Very, very scary when it shakes. So I'm going to the shop to do the suspension on this bike. Hopefully that will mitigate this shaking that I'm experiencing. So it's gonna be Honda LS 250 suspension or 125, I forgot. Whatever. And motorcycle brakes, yeah. And look at that, look at that. Yeah, see ya. And yeah, the suspension, the brakes, and also the rims. So it's gonna be a full motorbike conversion in terms of traction from this bicycle traction type of thing that I'm having now. So we're on sport mode constantly. I don't think this motor likes it very much, but yeah, look at that, it's shaking like crazy. You can even hear it in my voice. Yeah. So here is my SURRON. This is just an upgraded battery, guys. And I removed the ASI controller because that thing is so hard to control, to set up. Super hard to set up. And instead I began using the stuff I use for my go-kart and my other projects, my buggy and everything like that. So the Voto company, they're just easier to set up. Everything gets clearly put on the screen on the PC when you plug in the cable, 99% clearly. Some things I still don't get. But it's definitely way easier than ASI controller. And here's our 72 volt battery pack. So my full charge, I base it on voltage. And before I thought like I would get like 100 kilometers range out of 100 kilometers per hour. But I think my math there is a little bit wrong. As you may know, blocker. Okay, let's look at this. That's right. That's how you ride. So, as you may know, a full charge on an electric battery, yes, it gives you this nice full power and acceleration. So I based my readings off of that on the full charge. But as voltage goes down, the performance goes down, you know. And let's say, for example, a Tesla or my MG car, those EVs run at 400 volts, somewhere around there. So when there's voltage going down, you don't notice the performance reduction. Like a few volts out of 400, it doesn't really matter. But small voltage vehicles like this guy, a few volts down and you very clearly see the performance reduction. And that's the problem, yeah, with low voltage. Oh shit! What the fuck, man? What the fuck you doing, man? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Okay, but you notice there, I had to brake. So I had regen on. So this is my regen button. This black one here, so I'll show you now. Boop. And it slows down really fast. I like it. So that means I have 3 brakes. And it took some time to get used to it. You know, like instead of going fingers, now I'm going this and this. So yeah, it took some time to get used to it, but you see now in emergency I fucking got used to it. Okay, so back to the battery range. So my estimations is not 100 kilometers at 100 kilometers per hour. That day when I did it, I was going about 80 or something like that, and that would probably get you 80 kilometers. But at 100, I'm looking at 50 kilometers. Yeah. This trip I'm doing right now is 25 kilometers, and you'll see the voltage will go down to like lower levels where performance goes down. So I won't be able to hit 100 anyways after that, you know? It will just go down to 90, something like that. But that's eco mode, guys. I also have the sport mode, drains the battery extremely fast. Yeah, because you're draining the battery 3 times as fast. That's why. You know? I've set eco at 80 amps of 72 volts, and right now it's saying 137 kilometers per hour. No, it's 30 kilometers per hour off. So I'm doing basically the speed limit, 100 kilometers per hour here. Yeah, that's my eco mode, 80 amps. It's doing 100, just a little bit above 100. It's nice, it keeps up with traffic. It's overtaking enough power, it's perfect. I'm mostly on eco all the time. It's not happy on sport mode at full power, which I can show you right now. Like the bike is not happy itself. Like, watch. So here we go. And you'll start noticing anything above this, the whole front starts shaking. And now we are doing 130. Now it's 130. 130 right now. So you can see the front is shaking a lot. On these occasions, I don't know what that is, man. On these occasions, don't fight the bike. Leave the bike alone with a gentle push. But yeah, I don't like how it shakes. See? So the front is shaking, and then the motor is not happy. It goes. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you guys can pick it up on the camera, but it's really freaking annoying, man. That's why I'm mostly on eco mode. Sport mode I use for just overtaking. If anybody out there with a SURRON and modified SURRON knows what is this brrr, please help me out. Help a brother out, man. I need to fix this. It's just annoying. And I can't figure it out. Like, is it the flux weakening? I have no idea, guys. Phase amps? Max RPM? I don't know. Maybe I'm over RPMing it. I don't know. Oh, it's still shaking. You gotta really pay attention with this bike right now. It's not super safe anymore. Oh my god. That's why, guys, you know, when people have asked me, like, why don't they make it originally 72 volt? Like, this is why, guys. It's not designed to go that fast. Oh my god. Alright, got limited time. Gotta go to the shop. So we're gonna go a little bit full power. Woo-hoo. Yes, full battery. This is how it's done. Come on, come on, come on, come on, move it, move it, move it. And they're so slow. Let's go. Oh, shaking, shaking, shaking. Very, very scary when it shakes. So I'm going to the shop to do the suspension on this bike. Hopefully that will mitigate this shaking that I'm experiencing. So it's gonna be Honda LS 250 suspension or 125, I forgot. Whatever. And motorcycle brakes, yeah. And look at that, look at that. Yeah, see ya. And yeah, the suspension, the brakes, and also the rims. So it's going to be a full motorbike conversion in terms of traction from this bicycle traction type of thing that I'm having now. So we're on sport mode constantly. I don't think this motor likes it very much, but yeah, look at that, it's shaking like crazy. You can even hear it in my voice. Yeah. Alright, here let's do it in eco because it's a bit too dangerous with all these things happening, people stopping and whatnot. There we go. Alright guys, I came back from my work and took a while to get here. I work non-stop on weekends, so it's just non-stop. I brought the bike in the morning, as you saw, and left straight away, and then finished work, came back here, and this is what we see, guys. Goddamn. So we've got a different swing arm in the front, a very different swing arm. The stock swing arm, it was much larger. I would use my finger. It was about this big. So it's like, I would say twice the size smaller. So these are LS 125s. I said something wrong in the previous part of the video, but yeah. So these are LS 125s, and they look really thin over here. Oh my god, they're like little chopsticks or toothpicks, and they look really fragile, but they're not. They're made of steel, so we actually added a bit of weight over here to the bike, even though they look smaller, but just a little bit of weight, just a few extra grams here and there. These pieces here are also steel. However, what you need to note is that this part here, inside the structure of the frame, I forgot what the name was, I can't pick it up, but it's the pole or the axle, whatever you want to call it, that holds the forks in. That needed to be changed because all of this inside over here is smaller than what the SURRON is originally made for, or a bicycle is originally made for. So all of this had to be custom designed, so it had to be completely taken out and then welded in and formed into place. I wasn't here to video it because I was at work, so I'm sorry about that, but it came out great. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So we have this same tire, the same tire I was using, and now instead of a rim with spokes, we have a full mag. We call a mag here in Thailand, which is an entire rim straight to the shaft and straight to the suspension, and that's it. I haven't test ridden it yet because, as you can see, it's been raining like crazy. It's been freaking annoying weather, as I've mentioned before, but here we go. And all of this goes straight down here to the brake pads. So since I'm going super fast, I need to make sure that I get better braking power at the front. So the rear is not an issue because we have, like I said, regen braking and the normal brake. So they all work in tandem, and if you press both the regen and the brakes, you will lock up the back wheel. So what's the point, right? So I need more brakes in the front because the front is the one that was suffering the most, as when you're braking, all of the inertia goes straight to the front wheel mostly, and that's why the rear wheel would skid. So here we have a nice front motorcycle brake, and it goes up here to this side here, and that's it. It's just basic things, guys, like things that you buy super cheap. And that's what I wanted. Like, I need cheap solutions for custom designing. And here we have painted everything. So these are handlebars attached to each axle of the fork, not a straight bar. Yeah. So I went, when the rain died out a bit before it came back again, I went for a little test ride because I need to make sure everything is right. And yeah, it wasn't aligned, but it feels weird. Like if you sit on it, of course, it feels weird. Let me put the kickstand up. Yeah, it feels weird, but it still feels great. Don't get me wrong, it feels great. It's just, it feels weird because it's different, because the original handlebar was like this. So now I'm sitting like this, and I'm turning a little bit more inwards with my elbows. So it's kind of weird, but you know, you get used to it. Just the way I got used to the regen button. However, I had to like change some of my mirror positions because I love these fucking mirrors. They're amazing, but since they're not up there, they're here now. So I have to like change the movement of the mirrors, and I didn't have enough time to adjust even more on the road. So since the rain came, yeah. So this is what happened, guys. Like I literally custom designed this. So the reason why we have the back bicycle brakes still here is, of course, time limitation. I came in the morning with this bike, and there was enough time. You know, this thing took the hardest amount of time. You can actually see through it. Can you guys see through that? Yeah, you can see through it. That's funny. So that will be adjusted a little bit too, that we were thinking about. But I wanted to do the rear wheel as well, but the issue with the rear wheel is, since the mags are wider to accommodate wider sprockets for motorbikes, it won't fit this SURRON sprocket. So that's the issue that we have. So we have to somehow modify the rim to cut it out so it can be millimeters width in order to accommodate putting it inside here, and then accommodate the sprocket without changing the swing arm. As low budget as we can, man. That's what we're doing. low budget. In addition to that, here we have the battery. What I'm gonna do with the battery is I'll have to open all this plastic blue film that is being waterproofing the battery, and then removing this handle, because the handle goes all the way around, so it carries all the cells underneath to the top, so it distributes all the weight all around it. However, when you have the battery case, there is no need to do that because the weight gets distributed through the metal. So you don't really need to do that. And we're having an issue with millimeters because it's like really like tight. So if we remove this, we save a millimeter, which could be used for the metal work. So it's all planning work, alright? Gotta plan, gotta test, gotta play. What can I say about this modification? Well, for my first few runs, only like 2-3 runs, it felt great. It just feels solid on the road. I haven't tested the 130 yet, so that's the main point. That's why I did this. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been needed, this for modification. Yeah. So I'll do that first when the stupid rain finishes, and then I'll tell you guys how that feels. But what I do really like is here. You see this, guys? If you remember, all of this was like up here. Now it's all in here, below the handlebar. That's pretty cool. And I like that. It's like a little single unit, man. I like that. A single unit. Just sitting there, snug, below the handlebar. That looks great. I have to say, that looks amazingly great. I wasn't very sure about the white rims, but once we put them on, man, it's nice. It's sick. I like it. I don't know what you guys think about this color matchup. I told you it's gonna be a Frankenstein project, alright? Really Frankenstein. So, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!